What's going on, everybody? How's it going? We got a great show for everybody today. This show is definitely super relevant, and in my opinion, is going to be one of um, the bigger ones because it's real easy to get on to YouTube Live when things are great, things are hot, and usually people don't want to hear about the bad. And these are the times where you need to hear more about how these market works so that you don't end up getting flushed out completely. Now, there's there's a lot of movement going on in the markets today, and I'm going to show you all let's bring up the charts here because there's some really bloody streets right now. Let's get into CoinGecko here and let's share the screen. And I'm going to be sharing with you all what I'm doing. All right. What I'm doing in order to make sure that I take care of myself during these times. Okay. So you can see here that, Bitcoin's down like 4.4%, Ethereum down 5%. The only things that are like doing really well right now are stable coins. Those are the only things that are up. And so this is the time where, in my opinion, you've got to start getting your dollar cost averaging in. Okay. And a lot of people, this is super counterintuitive to what a lot of people think. They're like, the majority, 99% of the people that get into crypto, they end up getting in because it's really hot. Dogecoin has pumped 100%, 200%, 900%. And their friend tells them, you got to get in. This thing is going to go all the way to the moon. All right. And so y'all need to be paying attention when things are going down. Now, there are times where things can get really scary. All right, where things can get really scary. And I'm gonna actually, let me stop sharing this screen and let me bring one other thing up because I think that y'all are gonna want to see this. So let's take a look at the Bitcoin charts. And this is when I always end up going back and I'm just like, okay, what is going on here? Is this like a real dump? Or is this just something that is a pullback? Okay. Now, some of the things that I'm seeing right now, okay, that lead me to believe that this is a pullback and not necessarily like a real actual crash, right? Like if you go back to, let's say, April of 2022, that was definitely the beginning of the crash. Okay, but let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart here. All right, still looking very healthy. So this is what I call the hybrid SSL, the dual SSL. Okay, and as long as this line is blue, I know that I'm headed in the right direction. Okay, now like you could see here, back in August of last year when things weren't looking so hot. All right, and this was like a temporary dump, but you have to be very mindful because the last thing you want is to be here, okay, in December of 2021, which is when the market really started bleeding out, and then ride this whole thing down. Okay, ride this whole thing down. And this to me, this is too much bleeding. This is way too much bleeding. But as you can see here, we're not even close to that. In fact, for us to probably start having a trend reversal, we would need to go down to about, probably $52,000. All right. And so when I really try to weed all the noise out, some of the reasons that this dump is going on right now, I believe there's the United States right now, and I'm trying to find sorry guys, I went from one meeting to another and I have been researching what I was going to talk about all this week. But I didn't have it actually up because I've just been from one meeting to another. Let's see here. So let's come back here. And what I've been reading on, here we go, learn news on Twitter this morning, for the reason that the crypto market has been dumping is because, let's see if I can find it here. Let's see. Actually, a couple of things. There's a couple of things that I want to talk about. So this is one reason. So this president Milei, Javier Milei, this crazy guy, all right, which, by the way, I actually liked Milei at the beginning, but then I started seeing he was like kind of mixing up with some central bankers, all right? He was mixing up with some central bankers. And when I saw this, and this is after he had been elected, when I saw this, I was like, like, is this guy really going to be friendly to crypto, or is he just like more of the same? And he's just going to try to get, basically, he's like super pro-American and super anti-China, or is he like kind of El Salvador's president, who is like super El Salvador, right? Not just a president for, that's going to benefit the interests of the United States or benefit the interests of China, but benefit the interest of El Salvador. And when I saw that this president did what he did, so what he ended up doing was he ended up bringing in a new regulation that to have an immediate effect, where everybody using crypto in his country now has to register. All right. Like, you cannot move crypto, Bitcoin, whatever, without being registered. And, like, had he have been, that's probably one of the things that I wouldn't be too worried about. Like, I would be trying to figure out, how do we bring people into the country, and where's like the trend going? Like, El Salvador is doing really, really well because they serve El Salvador, right? They don't serve any outside interests. And I'm sure they have certain alliances and stuff like that, but they're just like, no, that didn't work. Taking loans from the monetary fund didn't work. Taking loans from China, from the United States, doesn't work. All right. They just come in here, take all our resources, and then we're left, cleaning up the mess. And this is probably the approach that I would be taking if I was the president. Now, I'm not the president of Argentina. All right. And it's a very complex country. There's a lot of stuff that Argentina has in terms of resources. Oh my gosh, it is so resource rich. In fact, I was in Costa Rica and over the Christmas break, and man, they've got it. It's a huge, huge, huge country. All right. Like, for those of you who don't know, Argentina, did I say Costa Rica? I think I said Costa Rica. Argentina, like, the length of it is actually longer than the United States. Now, it's a very, very thin country, but actually it's very thick compared to Chile, which is its neighbor, and Chile's almost equally as long, but it's huge. It's huge. Like, again, driving from one end to the other is like way longer than the United States. And I forget exactly how much, but I would be looking for like, okay, how do I bring in more outside investment? It's not going to be like, yo, if you're going to live here and you're going to do crypto, we want to know exactly who you are and what you're doing. And come on, man. Like, I'd be like, hey, come over here. We're super friendly. We're innovative. We've got great infrastructure, which they do. It's been run down. Now, like, you go into the markets down there, oh my gosh. Even like allegedly the ones that are supposed to be nice, I forget. Carrefour. All right. For those of you that are English speakers, it's Carrefour. And I remember walking in there and I'm like, dude, all the Carrefours that I've been to in the world are always super nice, super high-end products. And it was like the nicest, market while I was down there. But then I walk in and I'm like, oh my gosh, this place is a dump. Like it was empty, and like empty in terms of products, and it was full of people, and it was just run down and dingy. And I'm going like, dude, these guys have the infrastructure, but they're not trying to really, really fix this stuff. And like the regime before Javier Milei was when I got there. Like Javier Milei had been elected in like a few weeks before, so maybe it's gotten better. But this is definitely something that I was not seeing from him until I saw him hanging out with the with those what's it called? Central bankers. All right. Now, check this out. Here's another really, really big reason why the market is dumping. Okay. Silk Road was a website, okay, where you could buy all sorts of black market shit basically on the internet. All right. Now, unfortunately, the guy who created the app, he's like serving 2 lifetime sentences. It's really, really bad. But which, whatever. Okay, fine. He did that. Maybe he's, in for 10 years or something, but not 2 lifetime sentences. That's a little harsh compared to like Sam Bankman-Fried, who actually took money from people, to the tune of whatever, 8 billion or 9 billion or 10 billion, is only serving 25 years. All right. So here's the thing though. The United States seized all the money from Silk Road. Okay. It had a whole bunch of Bitcoin. And now they just moved $2 billion over to Coinbase. Okay. And they've been selling like in $2 billion tranches. Now, this is something that like people are always like, oh my gosh, the government's going to sell $2 billion, but it keeps getting snapped up. All right. Michael Saylor will snap it up. Other big whales will snap it up. BlackRock will probably snap some of it up. Like, this isn't necessarily that big of a deal, given that right now, Bitcoin's at, what is it? Is it at over? Let's see here real fast. I think Bitcoin alone is at over $1 trillion. Let's see here. Yeah, almost $1.3 trillion. Okay, $1.3 trillion. So compared to like what the market cap of Bitcoin, if they sell $2 billion worth, okay, like maybe there's kind of like this coordinated attack. Let's say like whales start dumping, and it's a total of, who knows, 3 billion or 4 billion. It's still not that much by comparison. Okay, it's still not that much by comparison. And to show you, let's see like 1 billion versus 1 trillion. Let's see if I can show you the actual scale in an image. Let's see here. All right, let's take a look at this. Let's see here. All right, so you can see here. All right, so this is 1 billion. Okay, 1 billion. And this is 1 trillion. So right here is like one person. Okay. So this would be $1 billion if you were to just have $100 bills on a stack of pallets. All right. This is 100 billion, obviously. These are double stacked because they wouldn't even be able to fit it on this thing. All right. So these pallets are double stacked. Okay. So you got to put things into perspective. Like, it's not like they're going to come in and sell, this much. No, you're not going to sell this much. It's like literally two of these, or maybe like right here. This is what they're going to sell. Okay. And by the way, there's buyers on the other end. Okay. So you really do have to be conscious as to like what you're reading, what you're looking at, because a lot of this will shake people out of the markets. And this is how the whales make money. Now, it is outside of our pay grade. Like, and when I say pay grade, like, I'm not trying to belittle anybody, but yeah, like, you don't have $1 billion worth of Bitcoin or $500 million or whatever to move around, right? You don't. So we've got to use the tools in order to see what it is that's really, really going on, and what are we going to do about it? What moves are we going to do? Sometimes those moves, in my opinion, are literally nothing. Okay, are literally nothing. Let me show you. Let me show you one of the moves that I actually made yesterday on my hold on real fast here, on one of my accounts here. Oh man, I guess the website is actually down, or it's really, really slow or something. Let me try one more time refreshing this, because I do want to show you some options that you have. Yeah, this website is down. So Quenta is where I do a lot of my leverage trading. And I did want to show you all what I did last night, because I am making some buys here. I am making some buys. You know what we can do? Here's what we can do. Okay, so let me share this screen here. Let's just take a look at some of the things that I'm buying right now. Okay, let's take a look at some of the things that I'm buying right now. So I'm not actually going to buy Bitcoin. All right, one of the things that I'm buying right now is Chainlink. All right, and let's take a look at Chainlink right here. So Chainlink is starting to break down a little bit. Okay, Chainlink is starting to break down a little bit, but let's take a look at, let's like make this a little bit bigger so we can actually do a little bit of charting, because if you can actually understand this and be patient, all right, that's the other thing, is you got to be patient. All right, you could actually make a lot of money here. Okay, so let's start here. Let's draw some lines. Let's draw some line. Oh, whoops, wrong line, or this one here. Okay, cool. Nice. All right, let's see here. All right, so let's go from here and let's bounce off this. Am I on the weekly? Yeah. All right, so this is broken some resistance here. Now this move is pretty darn crazy. So you see right here, so I'm using like the older trends to use as the lines, right? So it's kind of like bounced off here, then it made another move up, and now it, you know, it's moved out of resistance. Okay, it's kind of I wish I could, let's change the color of this because it's way too, there we go. All right, so here's this yellow line. Okay, so what we want is to be looking, okay, well, if this is where it's at right here, where's our next buy zone? Well, it's, you know, my buy zone probably would have been like right here. If I would have set this up, okay, before in the past, my buy zone would have been exactly right here. Okay, if I would have seen like, okay, it's right here, I would have set a buy right here. Okay, now it's gone down, but that doesn't mean like you did a bad job. It doesn't mean you did a bad job. Like, oh my gosh, I bought it here and now it's going down. No. All right. Don't look at it like that at all, because when you buy this stuff, okay, yeah, of course, it's not going to go straight up to the moon. It's not going to go straight up to the moon. All right. It could go down a little bit lower. It could go down a little bit lower. And like one of the ones that I've been looking at that I actually set a buy for yesterday. Oh man, I wish my dashboard was up. Oh, here we go. Okay. Was INJ, I believe. INJ. No, sorry, TIA. So TIA was one that I ended up adding leverage to. Now it's gone down even more since I added leverage to it last night. Okay. And you can see though, my liquidation price is right at around $9.12. Actually, you know, it was so late last night that I made this trade. Yeah, so you can see here. So I'm probably going to have to add a little bit more leverage. And this time I'm not going to actually, or not leverage, collateral. But this time, because on this one, I actually leverage traded it, meaning I used other people's money in order to do it. Okay. So, and sometimes I talk to you guys like you're, you're in my course. All right. But I talk a lot about leverage trading in my other lives. Okay. In YouTube. And so sometimes I talk to y'all like, oh shoot, can't see that. Here we go. All right. Can you see this here now? All right. So this is, let's kind of zoom in. So TIA is one that I've been trading and been waiting for it to go up. Unfortunately, I kind of caught the top on this one, but I still think that TIA has a lot of room to grow, a lot of room to grow. Okay. Now the cool thing is right now, the funding rate, okay, which means, so I borrowed 1 times the amount of TIA in order to invest in this. So if like I invested $1,000, okay, what ended up happening was I used 2 times leverage, which means I used $100 or $1,000, and then I borrowed another $1,000 to make the whole trade $2,000, and I didn't have to come up with it. Now there's a caveat, right? And the caveat is when I borrow the money, okay, I'm going to be charged an interest rate. Now, the cool thing about the interest rate right now, okay, is that I'm actually getting paid by the short sellers to hold on to this trade. All right. I'm actually getting paid. So if you can see TIA right here, this funding amount. So before I was paying, okay, but this funding amount is actually now going down in value. All right. It's actually going down in value, which is really cool. All right. So what I'm going to do here a little bit later, I'm going to actually bring over about $500. There we go. I'm going to bring over about $500. All right. And I'm going to, oh, whoops, wrong place. And I'm going to actually add it to pay the loan down a little bit more, because right now I'm at way too high, way out of my comfort zone, let's say, in order for me to make sure that I keep this trade. Because if this trade goes down below $9.12, done. I lose 100% of the $1,000 that I put in. Okay. So we don't want that. So when I start to see this go down, what I do is I go, okay, let's do this. Okay. I'm going to come in and I'm going to set in order. Okay. Oh, look, I actually have some, let's actually do some live trading. Are you guys cool with that? By the way, if this is your first time on my channel, or if it's your second time, or if it's your 180th time, can you smash that like button and also subscribe to the channel, because nobody's going to do these live trades here with you on. Now, this is Kwenta. I have a lot of information in my YouTube channel about Kwenta, by the way. All right. So if you want to go and do some research, and I also have a free video that's coming out here real soon in regards to, it's like just a quick little thing on how you can actually leverage trade on decentralized exchanges. Now, I have about $251 right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually add what's called a limit order. Okay, I'm going to add a limit order. So what am I going to do here? So what I want to do is I want to add this $251. Okay, and then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put in a buy at $10.12, because that's where I feel like it's not going to just jam all the way down in one wick all the way down to $9.12. Okay, so I'm going to set the limit price, which means if it hits $10.12, then that means that I'm actually going to get, I'm going to be buying into this. Okay. Now let's actually play around with these numbers, because maybe I will use leverage. Okay. Now let's say if I were to do that and I were to use 2 times leverage, which is the most amount of money that I would actually use for a leverage trade on an altcoin. Okay. TIA is an altcoin. The only cryptos that I would use 3 times leverage is Bitcoin. Okay, so right here you can see I have 2 times leverage. All right, now where would that bring my my liquidation price? Well, it would only bring it down to $8.43. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a look at what my liquidation price would be if, oh wait, no, I don't have, no. Available margin. Oh, whoops. That's max. All right, let's do 0. All right, or 1. Okay, so right here is the amount. I don't know why it's telling me margin. Let's redo this again. Okay. Oh, that's why. That's why. 1. 1 to 1. Come on, baby. Do the math for me. I don't know what's going on here with this, but all right. So let's take a look. So even my $250 for this really wouldn't make too much of a ding. Okay. So most likely what I'll do is I'll bring over like another, let's see if I can play with these numbers here. If I were to bring in $500, what would my liquidation price be? All right, $7.63. So that's to me is probably going to be a little bit more comfortable. But for the time being, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use this margin that I have here. This is cash. All right, for those of you who don't know, this is cash that I'm going to use here. So let's go ahead and place this limit order. All right, and this is going to bring my liquidation price down to $8.49. I'm not using any leverage. And I should have some money left over here at the end. So let's see here. All right, so I'm signing the smart contract on the actual computer and then on my hard wallet. All right. And again, this is full DeFi, guys. Like you don't need Bybit. You don't need Coinbase. You don't need Binance. You don't need any of those. Like this is all me custodying my own money. And this is so like I could have this under my mattress. All right. And it's making crypto babies. You get what I'm saying? It's making crypto babies. All right. So you got to understand. All right. So let's see here. Okay. So now let's take a look. Okay. So we have this limit order set up at $10.12. So if it goes down, well, then I've executed that. And now I'm reducing my liquidation price. Okay. I'm reducing my liquidation price. So this is not a passive income earner. Okay. Because you do have to be watching your prices. Now, I'll show you where it does become passive when you start showing signs of things like this. So like Ethereum at 154%, Bitcoin at 363%, Solana at 1800%. Once you get to that point, you no longer really have to be watching as intensely. You know, maybe this one that's like at 154%, I'm going to watch this one. But once Ethereum starts to go up again, this could easily be up to like 300% overnight. Okay, overnight. Look at this, Staked ETH, 254%. I'm still going to watch them, but I don't have to watch them as intently. Okay, so this is one of my strategies. Now, if you want more of a passive strategy, let's go over to our managed vault. Okay, and so if you head over to managevault.io, you can actually buy into this crypto if you're already in crypto. And if you're not already in crypto, Ruben, can you throw up the banner so that people can come in? We actually have a course where we teach people crypto. We teach you how to set up your wallet, all of your security. Like today, I just caught a devastating, thank God I had antivirus. I just caught a devastating virus that was on my computer. My antivirus set it aside and I was able to delete it and get rid of it. And I was like, whoa, it was like probably the second or third time in 8 years since I've had antivirus that it actually did that. Okay. So we teach you how to protect your crypto. We teach you how to protect your computer. We teach you how to act as your own bank. We teach you how to custody your own money. Okay. We teach you how to get into the managed vault if you want to, this is a place where me and 2 of my partners, we actually manage other people's money on the blockchain, and you don't lose custody. So you still have custody at the end of the day. And if you're like, oh man, I'd rather just let the pros handle it, then you can do this. Okay. And it's all on chain. We cannot run off with your money. You're the only one with your wallet that can take your money out. So here's, let's see here. So here's an example of the managed vault. And right now it's definitely down, but so is the entire crypto market. All right. So is the entire crypto market. Then nobody's unscathed right now. Okay. But let's take a look at some of this stuff. All right. If I want a more conservative approach, so you're like, man, that trading stuff, that's really hard. All right. And I don't have all of my money in trading, by the way. Okay. I do not have all of my money in trading, but if you're like, I want to have the pros handle it where they're not using leverage to the gills, you know, and they have a more, like, I'm not going to lose 100% of my value overnight. Okay. From leverage trading. But I want to make money by like being a liquidity provider, but I don't want to do it. Well, here it is. You can actually get into this. You can get into this managed vault, and you can see these are liquidity pairs. And anytime somebody trades Link with ETH or ETH with Link, let's zoom in. All right. We make a 0.3% fee that gets shared with all of the people who have put money into that by providing liquidity. Okay. And this could end up being 100% per year extra in Ethereum. So like if I put in 1 Ethereum, it could be 2 Ethereum. It could be 3 Ethereum, right? Or it could be half of an Ethereum. But at the end of the day, I end up with more Ethereum and I end up with more Chainlink. All right. And this is how I went from, you know, honestly, like $15,000 to a couple $1 million inside of a year and 8 months. All right. Setting up strategies just like this. Now, these coins are not, you know, bullshit coins. These are blue chip cryptos. These are these are not the Pepes and the Bonks and the Bretts where, you know, the meme coins. I really personally, I just don't dabble in it. Okay. I grew up in the last bull market, and I'm just like, man, we can make a lot of money with some blue chip stuff. It doesn't have to be all degen. And for those of you who don't know what a degen is degenerate gambler. All right. Degen is degenerate gambler. All right. So you can see we've got some great ones. Chainlink, IMX, GRT, SNX, Solana, Matic, Uniswap, Aave, FXS, Maker, Sol. Who knows? We may be dumping FXS here soon. It has not performed well in the last few months, and the trend direction now has changed. So we're looking at what our options should be for this. Because we do have a nice chunk that we can put towards maybe a stronger crypto that's going to perform a little bit better. What's up, luxury brokers? Love to you as well. So anyways, this is the more conservative route, in my opinion. You know, I've got a nice amount of money in here because this is what I call my 801k. This is in a wallet that's not with me anywhere. I'm not going to say where it's at, but it's somewhere very, very safe, very, very far away from me. And I just transfer money to it, and I just let it grow and just chill there. But I am managing the overall portfolio of this. And we are probably the fastest growing managed vault in the world right now. With the amount of new people that we've gotten, it's been overwhelming. You can see here, we're at 331 people. And in my opinion, we'll probably be the largest managed vault here by June or July of this year. That's our goal in terms of assets under management and depositors. So these are our goals, but this is, we had some very, very green months. You can see here, you know, 4 green months in a row. We had January was a real wobbly month. There were sometimes we were up like 20%, 20 some percent, but ended up being a down month. And then February ended up being a really, really good month, our best month ever. And then we had a nice month last month as well. And this month, it's only 2 days in. So I'm not even going to really count on this because we could go down 30%. All right. We could go down 30% this month. And then by April 30th, we could be up 40%. I mean, that's how wild these markets are right now. That's how wild these markets are. And I don't, guys, gals, I don't think short term. All right. If you're here to think short term, like I'm going to get rich and I'm going to retire next year, man, this is not the place for you. But if you're thinking long term and you want some really, really good strategies, again, we do have a deal where we're giving people 50% off our monthly subscription right now. Ruben just threw it up here. You want to use that code ARKYT50. And that code will get you 50% off. You would be grandfathered in. You would be grandfathered in. And by the way, guys, gals, if you haven't already, smash that like button. The algorithm brings more people here. And if you have questions, start typing them in the chat because I am going to take a few questions today if y'all want to when I end up on talking in the Managed Vault. Now, you might be like, well, you know, Gaven, how is it that this thing is transparent? You say it's transparent. How is it transparent? Well, you can see here in the activities tab, this is connected to the blockchain. All right. This activities tab is what scares Nancy Pelosi and a whole bunch of other senators. All right. Because they can hide behind shields and centralized exchanges for all of their trades. Okay. But with us, you can't. With us, you can't. All right. And on top of that, like I can't change the numbers on this. This is done by a third party. Okay. And this is all governed by smart contracts and oracles. All right. And so you can see here, though, you can see every single thing that we've done since the beginning. And you can, and this is, again, this is all connected to the blockchain, and the blockchain does not lie. The blockchain does not lie. Okay. So you got to understand that when you come here, you're getting the real. All right. You're not just getting something that is like, oh, well, we can hide this. We can, you know, make this something it's not. Okay. And this is all on chain. You can just see it all right here. Okay. Every single thing that we've done since the beginning, guys and gals. So nobody's going to call us out and say, you said it was this and it was that. I'm like, no, it was all there. It's all right there. All right. There's no lying. And in the day of, you know, in the days of AI and deep fakes and all this BS, you need something like this. You need something like this because there's so many people who have been scammed. There's so many people who have been scammed over the last few years that if you don't see where the actual money is going and it's not bound by smart contracts and you don't have custody, you're about to lose your money. You're about to lose your money, guys and gals. Okay, so hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? Ask questions. Ask questions, everybody. I want to answer some questions. Ask me about your favorite crypto. Ask me about whatever, because I'm going to actually get on here and I'm going to show y'all what we got going on here. All right, in a few minutes. So type those questions into YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, if you're somewhere else, head over to YouTube, like, subscribe, turn on the notification button, and then do it. So you can see here, look, you can see all of the depositors, every single person. All right. Now it doesn't say their name, but it says their wallet address. So you can actually see, okay, what is it that people have invested into this thing? All right. You can actually go here in the activities tab and see what have these people deposited, right? So these are share transfers because you can actually buy our crypto. You can actually buy our crypto on Uniswap. So every time there's a share transfer, this gets transferred from wallet to wallet in a decentralized exchange. But you see here, there's a deposit for yesterday for 26,000, share transfer yesterday for 15,000. So there's all sorts of data that you can come in here, and we teach you, by the way, like, yeah, we manage this, but we teach you how to use this. Okay. We teach you how to use this, but you can also see our financials. No lying here. Okay, no lying here. Look, the quarter, we're already starting it down. But again, this year, the last quarter also started down as well, and we pulled out of it. Okay, but we've got some great stuff, guys and gals. We have some great stuff, great earnings. Again, you can see all of the things that we're holding here, and your token, the token that you have, is that you've got linked to this is backed. It is actually backed by all of these cryptocurrencies and all of these liquidity pool strategies. And there's a borrowing and lending strategy as well down here that we've been teetering with, that's been doing really well as well. So we've got all sorts of cool things. And the token that you actually buy on Uniswap is backed. That's like more than the United States government can say, because their dollar is backed by nothing but the full faith and credit of the United States government. What the fuck does that mean? Full faith and credit. I don't know. I'm just kind of losing faith in the United States, and you can keep your credit, to be quite honest. You can keep the credit. Let's see here. Richard Mead says, the ARC is an amazing community where you can grow not only your finances, but your knowledge and spirituality as well. Yeah, we talk a lot about that mindset. And there's a spiritual side. There's definitely a spiritual side to investing. All this stuff is very much tied to the to the internal, what's going on inside of us, but also us as a whole, as a species, as a community. So we talk about that stuff, and we have a class called Thrive Thursday. That does that. So anyways, I don't see any questions here. Nobody wants me to talk about any of their cryptos. Give me a crypto to talk about, guys and gals. Type it in the chat. Come on, give me a lifeline here. I want to dust off my stuff. Why is nobody asking this question? All right, Litecoin. All right, great. Peaceful Ruler. Great. Let's take a look at Litecoin. So Litecoin I remember Litecoin at one point in time was like the third largest cryptocurrency in the world. Right now it's 22nd. Okay, you can see here. It's actually up 7.9%. Rad. All right, let's take a look at this. So let's take a look at the news, because there's got to be some form of news here. No way for streaming. Oh, I guess there's going to be some form of streaming or something. Let's see. Litecoin USD price has increased 8.77% over the last 24 hours to $106 over the past week. Litecoin has experienced a quick uptick of over 13%, moving from 93. Okay, why? The trading volume has increased. Okay, maybe some of the things that I have heard about Litecoin, and by the way, I actually mine Litecoin. All right, I actually mine Litecoin, and Litecoin is so allegedly Litecoin. There's going to be an ETF for Litecoin coming up. All right, there's going to be an ETF coming up for Litecoin. I think they need to get past Ethereum first, but Litecoin is definitely a good one. Again, I mine it. I also mine Dogecoin along with it. Dogecoin has actually been outperforming Litecoin, but on my same miner, I'm actually going to buy more Litecoin and Dogecoin miners because they do really well. They do really well. Thank you, 828. I appreciate it. So a little bit about Litecoin. If you want to get into Litecoin, maybe one of the things that you want to do is you actually want to buy a Litecoin miner. All right. And there are hosting facilities that you can host it at, and you don't have to do anything. And they charge you a little bit extra outside. The energy is like really cheap, probably cheaper than what it would be if you just mine it at home. But you could also mine it at home. But there's some really good Litecoin miners that you can make lots of money on. But I would also mine Dogecoin. I would actually put it to mine the majority of it Dogecoin. A little bit of it mines Litecoin. but where I'm telling you, I've just been making money hand over fist, like $800 a month off of a purchase. I think it was like $4,000. So not bad, not bad at all. Okay. I've already ROI'd on it. And I just started last August. So I've already broken even on it. Okay. Solana. Let's take a look at Solana. Let's see here. See how Solana is doing through all this craziness. If it's still all right, not bad. So look, it's at $186. It did dip below, it got pretty low, and it's been doing not bad. I'm not gonna lie. It has been moving back up, but this was yesterday. Actually, let's take a look at the 7 days. Okay, so let's take a look at 1 month. Okay, look at this. Look at this, guys and gals. Like when people are crying about the crypto market, oh my God, the market's going down. Please, oh my gosh, this is horrible. I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna lose everything. Okay, look. See, we had a bigger dip back here in March, at the beginning of March, all right, from 137, but we started March at $129. And right now it's up to 180. Now, obviously when Bitcoin went parabolic, so did Solana. It's at 207. And by the way, let me share this with you. So Solana it's our third largest holding in the managed vault. All right. It's our third largest holding in the managed vault. You can see here we have 176,000 in spot holding, plus another 137,000 in the liquidity pool. All right. So in my opinion, let's see here. Solana is going to keep doing really well. The meme coin stuff, though, that's really where Solana was making a lot of money. A lot of people were going on to Solana. Now it seems as if people are flipping over to Base, which is Coinbase's blockchain, but Coinbase doesn't have Coinbase doesn't have a coin. But one of the things that they're talking about is layer 3s. And I'm actually going to be talking about that to our class, probably in not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. Actually, Coach Casey, who I'm doing a live with, Coach Casey, the wonderful, she's going to be actually doing a live with me on Thursday on YouTube. So you're going to want to show up. She's amazing. She's been through a lot in crypto. And I'm really proud of where she's come. She started learning crypto from us, though, and she is just so smart and making lots of money in passive income. So much so she actually started coaching, and she left her 9-to-5 job, her 6-figure job, to do what she's doing now. So she really, really loves what she's doing. Let's take a look at Xperp, because Xperp has just been in the garbage. All right, in the garbage can. If Xperp were a Cabbage Patch Kid, it would be a Garbage Pail Kid, because it is just doing awful. All right, doing awful. And you can see here, let's pull up even like the 3-month, we're just looking really, really bad. It's really down right now. Now, doesn't change what they've been doing. They've added a tremendous amount of pairs into their decentralized bot. In fact, I think I'm going to go buy, PAL, PAAL, on their leverage trading platform. I'm going to just throw like $100 into it just to play around with it. And then if it works, like I may throw like maybe 5,000 into it or something on PAL, because I think PAL is going to do really, really well. Again, PAAL. I just can't find where to leverage trade PAL except for on Xperp. And so I think we just got to wait this one out. I hope, because I never teach anybody to put all of their money into one crypto, and especially a small cap like Xperp, because it could go down to zero. It could go down to zero. All right. And I invested in it quite a bit, but I mean, not more than 1% of my portfolio. That's not how much I invested into it. Not even close. Okay. That would just be stupid if I did that. So, but I did invest a nice amount. All right. I did invest a nice amount. And I think that it's going to do well. They are adding more stuff. They just need to get their marketing together. Once they get their marketing together, man, I think people are going to really use this app because it really works really, really well. And look at the market cap, $635,000. I mean, our managed vault is like what, 4 or 5 times the size of this. All right. So you could have a whole bunch of whales come up and this thing could just bounce super duper hard in the matter of a day. All right. So I'm down on it big time because I did add some money. I liked what they were doing. They just haven't performed up to it, but I'm going to leave it in there. It's just like money that I've just kind of said, okay, that's it. No more. No more. All right, let's see here. Somebody asked about Cardano. All right, Cardano. First Eye Vision, are you invested in Cardano? I want to, let's see here. You could type in the chat. Let's take a look at Cardano. I mean, Cardano's like, I don't know. It's like the thing that like keeps getting built. People are building on it, right? But nobody's going to use it. All right. Nobody's going to use it. And that's a big problem. I've actually used Cardano years ago. Okay. I used it years ago and it's just not, it wasn't very friendly. It's not EVM compatible. All right. It's not EVM compatible. So First Eye Vision, you actually use it. Are you like yield farming on Cardano? Or are you providing like liquidity for borrowing and lending on decentralized borrowing and lending protocols? Let me know what you're doing because I'm really curious to know what you're doing. And by the way, if you guys want to learn more about what we do here, Ruben's gonna put there on the chat that you follow that link and then use that code and you're gonna get 50% off our membership, our subscription. And I'll tell you, it is heavenly worth it. All right. It is heavenly worth it. You know, I look, I'm just not going to invest in Cardano for one main reason. All right. Not one main reason, just a few main reasons. One, I've never like ran into somebody in DeFi and they were like, oh yeah, man, like all my DeFi is done on Cardano. Right. I ran into people like in Solana, in the Cosmos ecosystem, in Ethereum, obviously, okay, and all EVM compatible, Binance Smart Chain, okay, all of those, yeah, I've bumped into people and they're like, yeah, I've got, you know, a good chunk of my crypto in Binance Smart Chain or on Solana or on the Osmosis platform or Cosmos, whatever, right? But I've never like ran into somebody and they're like, oh yeah, I've got millions of dollars in Cardano, right? And I'm sure that there's like some Cardano, you know, fanatics. Okay, so you're providing liquidity. Wow, great job, First Eye Vision. Look, maybe things are changing. But I'm just not hearing enough about it and seeing enough like movement on it, you know, just even like if I go to Twitter, if I go to, you know, like I just don't hear about Cardano. You know where I do hear about Cardano though is Altcoin Daily. The only place that I hear about Cardano is Altcoin Daily. All right. That's the only place that I hear for some reason. Oh no. And also Digital Asset News. And I think the reason is because he's got like a node and that node, he like people can stake with Cardano and that enriches him. Okay. That enriches him. So that's where I think that's what's happening over there. But I don't see it. But First Eye Vision, I'll take a look at it because Cardano does have a nice following and a lot of people are really, really excited about it. Now, here's a new one. Here's a new one that I think people would really, really like. All right. This one just launched today as a token generation event. I'm going to wait until this thing cools off a little bit, but let's see where it launched. 1.2 billion. So that's definitely in the top 100. Athena is a cryptocurrency that is like a new type of stable coin. And so instead of having the stable coin backed by the US dollar, it's algorithm based, and it's a really, really clever algorithm where it's using like ETH staking and a delta neutral strategy to keep USDE, I think is what it's called, USDE as a stable coin, and it's doing really well. And I think USDE, let's take a look at like the different cryptocurrencies by categories. I think USDE has actually moved up, and it's like the third largest stable coin in the world or something like that already.
Share your screen.
What is it?
Share your screen.
Let's see here. Thanks for letting me know, Ruben. All right, so let's see here. No, fifth largest. So they already have $1.7 billion in that's actual stable coin. So not bad. You know, not bad. I mean, it still has a long way to go, but it just launched. And I think people like this because it's like really decentralized. And again, it's using DeFi technology to actually keep it at $1 versus like Tether. It's like, oh, what's going on here with Tether? Like every 4 months you read like, is the US government coming after Tether or some bullshit like that? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta really, really take a look at this and go, okay, well, this might be a better mousetrap, right? USDC is a little bit more transparent, but again, still very centralized, where here, this USDE is using the technology to like make it better. All right. It's making it better. So I actually might buy some of this Athena. I want to learn how it's used. Like, obviously it's probably a governance token, but also what's its use case? You know what I mean? I want to take a look at what its use case is. Let's actually see if we can take a look at that. Do you guys have time? Let's see. If you have time, I'm going to go into this. I have 2 or 3 more minutes before I get off here. But let's go to its website, athena.fi. Now let's take a look at the docs. Oh, wait, hold on. Look at this. Wow, look at this. SUSDE so this is $1 backed. You're earning 35.4% on your dollars. Man, I may throw some money in there. Why not? You know, I don't know. I have all of my money in crypto, but I'm like, 35%, you can throw your emergency fund in there, in my opinion. All right. You can throw your emergency fund in there. Okay. So let's take a look at how to mint. Let's see if we can find minting, staking, Athena core contributors. It's not obvious here. Let's see here. Solution, view guides. Yeah, it's not obvious here. And I want to really take the time. I don't want to waste anybody's time, but I'm going to go through this. Maybe Casey and I can go through this on Thursday, because I think this is a hot narrative right now. Is all these this Athena. All right, everybody. If you haven't signed up for my course, give it a gander. You can always stop if you don't want it. It's $97 per month with the 50% off. It's typically $194 per month, but we have a special going on, and I really would love to see you all in class. I'm going to be talking about some really cool stuff in Saturday school this week that I think everybody's going to really like. It's in regards to, and this is our paid course, right? It's in regards to how mutual funds and 401ks and all that stuff are ripping you off, and how our managed vault is really the solution to all of those things, because there are so many hidden fees in all of those things, in the 401ks and then in the mutual funds, which are 2 separate things. All right. the fees. There's like fees on top of fees on top of fees. And then there's all sorts of conflicts of interest. I'm going to be showing y'all why you want to be looking at something like the Managed Vault, and you're going to be able to bring over some 401k money. I don't want you to bring all of it, but you're going to be able to bring in some 401k money into the Managed Vault, and you can insure it against any exploits on the smart contracts, which is really, really cool. It's never been exploited, and it's been around for, I think, 5 years now, but you can insure it nonetheless, which is something we always recommend to everybody. So guys, gals, looking forward to seeing you in class. If you haven't signed up for the course, again, I think you'll really like it. There's no commitment. If you don't like it after 1 month, you can always cancel. All right, everybody. I got to move on to my next meeting. Lots of love. See y'all soon. Cheers.